BAMMA fans, welcome back. Time to make some noise as we welcome our next two fighters into the cage.
Striker, prefer to strike, it looks better for the crowd, but I'm not afraid to go to the ground. I'm happy everywhere, that's the whole point of MMA. In my fight with Nathan, I started just skating my distance and my range for the first few seconds, and then relatively quickly I found it and just started picking him off. I'm always hungry, there's always someone else that wants to fight and that I want to fight.
When I was about 18 or 19, I started doing jiu-jitsu and MMA. And my friend that did karate with me, he showed me like a little bit of MMA and some tapes, and we trained a little bit, and he kicked my ass a little bit, and that's kind of how we got into it. My fight with Sam Alston was pretty quick. Went in for an overhand right, missed, came in with a left hook and took him down, and I got the choke. And that was the end of it. I think this will be my biggest fight. I think I'm better on the ground than Eugene. I don't think he wants to go to the ground.
From a grappling point of view, I think Gunnar comes in at the top, but as an overall fighter, I think you need wrestling and stand-up as well.
I mean, he's a very overall good MMA fighter, and his record shows 10-0, so just gotta be careful.
You're gonna see Gunnar Nelson trying to take me down, and when he can't do it, he's gonna get disheartened, and as soon as he does, he'll give up, and I'll be on him like a rash.
Eugene, I hope you're well prepared. I am, so it's gonna be a tough fight.
Gunnar, you've had your 15 minutes of fame, but now you're about to fight some real competition.
So, coming to the cage, Gunnar Nelson. And Pierre, you're impressed with this young man, aren't you?
I think this guy has superstar written all over him. His accolades, I mean, let's take a look here. He's just national karate champ, silver at the BJJ World Championship, gold at the Pan Am BJ. I mean, the accolades go on and on and on. And most notably, two things. Trained with BJ Penn in Hawaii, as well as got his black belt under Renzo Gracie.
Now, when they talk about his grappling skills, he beat a very good friend of mine in Jeff Lawson, who we know in this country is very, very well rated.
He's probably at the top of the food chain, Jeff Lawson. I love the guy, and for Gunnar Nelson to beat him, that says volumes of the ground skills of this gentleman.
And as we said earlier, we saw Sam Alston fight earlier. He lost on BAMMA 2 to this young man, which was no disgrace because Gunnar, he's really on the cusp, as you say. When you talk about fighters on the cusp, this is another one, isn't it?
I mean, he's one fight away, and he's going to take it mainstream. Look at his good looks. Look at this guy. Crystal blue eyes. He's got the hair. He's got everything, you know? And on top of that, guess what? He can fight.
And again, we don't make a too fine a point on it. He's from Reykjavik in Iceland, and he looks ice cold, doesn't he?
For sure. And I tell you what, listen to the music. The music kind of tells you about the man. And what I hear is a very nice, soft, calm music. And it's kind of indicative of his fight style. Very nice, soft, all the way up until he chokes you out.
You don't need to die, right on the line. You won't survive if you ain't on my side.
Now Pierre, by contrast, Eugene Fadiora has made no bones about the fact that he wants to stay upright. He thinks he's better upright, he's got better boxing skills, he's sharp, he said when he wants to take you down, he's going to find that he can't, and that's when he's going to be in trouble.
Well, here's the thing, it makes it easy if you know that you only have to train for one thing. He probably trains sprawl and brawl day in, day out, and that's going to be very key in him in his potential victory. If he's going to win, that's what he has to do, because I'll tell you what, he does not want to be on his back with a guy like Gunnar Nelson. But let's flip the coin. He's got dangerous, very dangerous stand-up. And I've also heard that in previous fights, it took him, he's missed weight a couple times, but he took this fight very seriously. He came in staying on the money.
This one, Pierre, is a very simple equation. Both men have tried to hide the fact they've got their game plan. Gunnar said, I'm better on the ground than Eugene. Eugene said, he can't stand with me. They both set out their stalls. They're not trying to hide it from each other. They know, just like we do, how they both want this to pan out.
It's like in poker. They both showed their hands. Now we let the cards fall where they may.
And Pierre, having been in there and done it yourself, and having been in there with the likes of Tom Watson, it's one thing to have a game plan, you've got to be able to utilise it. It doesn't always happen the way you want it.
Oh, without a doubt. As a fighter, you yourself, you've done a lot of stand-up, kickboxing matches and stuff like that. Yeah, your game plan is the best thing going until you get caught. And it could take one shot from a man like Fadiora to change the whole game plan of a Gunnar Nelson.
Force in my hand.
So a fascinating conflict here. Upright versus groundwork. The boxing skills versus the submission skills. And in many ways, this could go one of two ways. It could be an absolute gem of a fight, or you can negate each other's strengths, and it can be disappointing. I hope we get the first.
Now, when you're talking about stand-up, I'd like to point out Gunnar Nelson, his last little bit.
BAMMA fans, it's now time for next contest of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds of fighting in the welterweight division. Your referee for this contest is Mark Woodard. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt fighter. He is undefeated with a professional record of 7 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 3 wins coming by TKO. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 169 pounds, fighting out of Iceland. Ladies and gentlemen, Gunnar! His opponent fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a striker fighter and is also undefeated with a professional record of 10 wins, no losses, with 5 wins coming by TKO. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Kennick, England. Ladies and gentlemen, Eugene Fadiora.
So Pierre, you can hear the atmosphere rise here at BAMMA for at the NIA with the mention of these two guys' names, because they are both unbeaten fighters, and as like you always like to say, my friend,
barring a draw tonight, the O has got to go.
That's right, one of these men will taste defeat possibly for the first time. And in terms of conditioning, Fadiora in incredible shape, Pierre.
Yeah. Previously, I was trying to describe the stand-up of Gunnar Nelson, and it's very Machida karateka style. Look at him, he's up and down, hands are wide, very karate point style. And you know what? The traditional mixed martial artists are eating that up right now.
Yes, who said it couldn't work? It's been proven now in the MMA arena, and this is where Gunnar wanted to be. Now we'll see whether you're right with the sprawl and brawl tactics of Eugene.
Now, there was no hesitation in that shot attempt. Fadiora is doing the right thing in that he's keeping a very wide base. However, look for a possible high crotch from Gunnar Nelson, or even possibly a ankle pick.
So, as we thought, true to form, both men doing what they said they were going to do. And to me, this fight does depend totally on Eugene's sprawl defense. Well, here's the answer.
And, you know, I'm holding my breath here at BAMMA tonight, because when Gunnar Nelson gets it on the ground, it could be a matter of mere seconds. Now, we have to see How has Fadiора's training been? Is he able to compensate for his back on the ground, get back up to standing position? Because we know that that's his world.
Now, we do know as well that Eugene gave us a little tip that he has been working on his grappling, hasn't he, and thinks he might have a few surprises for Gunnar. Now is the time when we will really find that out.
And for Fadiora, if he wins tonight, it's a huge scalp. I mean, we're talking about a Renzo Gracie black belt. Now, talking about the black belt, let's look at Gunnar Nelson's ground game here. He's trapped in the half guard of Fadiora. However, he'll pass that here by turning the hips out. Beautifully done. Looking, as we already seen once before tonight in the win fight, he tried to go for that crucifix position.
Yep. And Pierre, for those that might be watching for the first time, what's so dangerous about getting that crucifix on?
Because the top man has ultimate control of the fight. He's got the leg pinning the arm, and he's got a very good base, and he's able to throw shots at will, and both arms are trapped, so you're not able to defend yourself.
And again, the other thing that's been done subtly is Gunnar has slowly but surely moved Eugene to the cage.
And not only that, he's moved it over to his corner.
Oh, big attempt there to push away from Eugene, showing that strength. And the up kicks, Pierre, he's got to be careful for those, Gunnar.
Now that was the first punch from Gunnar Nelson there on the ground and pound. Now look, possible takedown attempt of his own.
And immediately goes for the back. As you said, he's so fast when he sniffs an opportunity.
He's got half a hook in, but he's controlled. Look at that little delicate move. He's hooked the opposite foot. Even though he doesn't have it in the inside, he's got it hooked on his foot, and he's taking the back of Fadiora.
And this is what you really admire about him, isn't it? The way he can smell an opportunity and then works for it so calmly.
And that went on almost lightning quick. Just the subtlety of the Gunnar Nelson. Now look at this here. Fadiora is trying to pull him in front because that prevents him from taking the rear naked choke. However, Gunnar Nelson sees that and sits back on his base.
It's tough times for Eugene Fadiora. This is where he didn't want to be so early in the fight. And there's the neck. That little hammer fist.
Now Fadiора's doing the right thing. He's tucking the chin so he's not fully across the esophagus, completing the choke. And also, but look at Gunnar Nelson. Have we seen that move here before tonight? I think we have, the body triangle.
Now, although he's preventing the submission, look at this, listen to the crowd, he's tapped, he did tap. He stood up and tapped. He tried everything but tapped as he stood up.
Now here's the thing. That was a submission by war of attrition. He didn't have it fully sunk in, but he just used the body triangle, used the pain across the jaw, and then just waited for it.
So here you go, Pierre. He tried to stand up. Why was this submission going to stay on?
Well, because he's got the body triangle in. He's got both arms in place. He's locked in. And now, did you see that? That wasn't even that wasn't a rear naked choke. That was a neck crank across the side of the jaw. And watch, he suddenly twists it to his right, which causes a tremendous amount of pain and pressure.
He really makes the effort here, but it's instant. Yes, I see the pressure on the neck.
And it's a neck crank, boys and girls.
Incredible finish there by Gunnar.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Mark Burns called stop this fight at 3:51 in the very first round. Declared the winner by rear naked choke, Gunnar Nelson.
So 2 unbeaten records, only one thing can happen. That's one of them comes to an end. First off, Gunnar, congratulations on your win. I think it was obvious what was going to happen there.
Well, yeah, as soon as you get it to the ground, or I get it to the ground, it's going to be dangerous. So he was fighting well, but just got the better of it.
Well, there it is on the big screen there. When you had the rear naked almost sunk in, did you know at that point the fight was as good as over?
Yeah, you know, there I just have to relax. I let my breathing get the choke in, so it's just waiting.
Did it make you very nervous at all? I mean, obviously you're coming over from another country to fight here in Eugene's backyard. Did it make you nervous at all?
No. As I've said before, try not to let feelings get in the way. Just kind of block all those feelings when you get in the cage. So.
Well, I think we have to say thank you very much and well done to a very, very slick and gracious winner. Put your hands together for Gunnar Nelson!